Thick fog rolls down Baker Street in 1888 as a desperate man shatters glass vials into a flickering fireplace. Outside, heavy leather boots mount the creaking stairs, but inside, secret chemical equations dissolve into ash. This was not a scene from a Sherlock Holmes novel, but the true knight Arthur Conan Doyle's secret mentor vanished forever without a trace. Long before the world knew the name Sherlock Holmes, young Arthur Conan Doyle was an ambitious medical student studying under brilliant minds in Edinburgh. While Dr. Joseph Bell is famous for inspiring Holmes's powers of observation, another forgotten figure provided the crucial scientific backbone. A reclusive toxicologist named Dr. William Radley, who mastered the dark art of poisons. Radley possessed an uncanny ability to identify microscopic traces of lethal toxins that left no physical marks on human victims. In Victorian London, murder by poison was terrifyingly common and virtually impossible for Scotland Yard to prove. Radley believed that chemistry was the ultimate silent detective, capable of revealing secrets that human eyes repeatedly missed. Conan Doyle spent hundreds of hours in Radley's cluttered basement laboratory, quietly filling notebook after notebook with detailed observations. He watched Radley analyze bloodstains, synthesize rare antidotes, and deduce a person's entire life history simply by examining the chemical residue left on their clothing. These real experiments became the foundation for iconic fictional detective methods. In the spring of 1889, Radley stumbled upon a revolutionary chemical discovery while studying rare botanical alkaloids from South America. He synthesized a compound that could neutralize deadly nerve toxins almost instantly. However, the compound had a terrifying dual nature. If reversed, it created a completely odorless, undetectable toxin that left zero trace. Realizing the terrifying danger if his dual-purpose formula fell into the wrong hands, Radley refused to publish his research in standard medical journals. He encoded the exact molecular structure within a complex series of mathematical ciphers and hidden chemical riddles, sharing his secret notes only with his most trusted confidant, Arthur Conan Doyle. Word of Radley's revolutionary work quietly leaked through London's medical underworld, quickly attracting dangerous attention from wealthy industrialists and shadow brokers. Mysterious men began following the quiet chemist through foggy cobblestone alleys, watching his basement windows from dark horse-drawn carriages late into the night. The line between scientific pioneer and hunted target was vanishing rapidly. Conan Doyle noticed a dramatic change in his mentor's behavior during their final meetings in early autumn. Radley appeared severely paranoid, constantly looking over his shoulder and whispering about a powerful syndicate attempting to steal his notebooks. He urged Doyle to use his stories to conceal the true dangerous reality of modern forensic chemistry. On a frigid November night, neighbors heard loud breaking glass and shouting coming from Radley's laboratory on Montagu Street. When Scotland Yard officers forced entry an hour later, they discovered a scene that defied logical explanation. The laboratory was completely locked from the inside, yet Dr. Radley had vanished completely without leaving a single trace. Inside the sealed room, detectives found Radley's iron safe cracked open, its contents burned to ashes. A single glass flask containing a bright blue chemical residue remained untouched on the main table beside a half-written letter addressed to Conan Doyle. Police were baffled by how anyone could escape a room bolted securely from within. Arriving at the scene shortly after the police, Conan Doyle conducted his own meticulous examination of the locked room. He discovered faint traces of acidic residue near the window frame and unusual mathematical symbols etched into the fireplace mantel. Doyle realized his mentor had left behind a coded crime scene designed only for him. The official police report dismissed Radley's disappearance as a tragic suicide, claiming the chemist leaped into the murky Thames River. However, no body was ever recovered, and key witnesses suddenly changed their statements. Doyle knew the official story was a cover-up designed to suppress the existence of Radley's lethal, untraceable chemical formula. Driven by a burning desire to expose the truth, Conan Doyle began integrating Radley's actual case files into his fictional stories. The famous character of Professor Moriarty was not merely a criminal mastermind, but a dark reflection of the ruthless figures who hunted down Radley for control over his dangerous chemical secrets. In the famous story, The Adventure of the Final Problem, Doyle attempted to kill off Sherlock Holmes at Reichenbach Falls. Historical scholars now believe this sudden narrative decision was actually Doyle's desperate attempt to escape real-world threats from individuals still searching for Radley's missing notebooks, hoping to bury the dangerous formula forever. Years after Radley vanished, strange chemical signatures matching his lost formula began appearing in high-profile poisonings across late Victorian Europe. Untraceable heart failures in prominent political figures deeply puzzled top medical doctors, strongly suggesting that Radley's secret chemical synthesis had indeed fallen into shadowy military hands right before global conflict erupted. In 1912, an elderly Conan Doyle received an anonymous package at his Sussex estate containing a yellowed manuscript written in Radley's distinct handwriting. Inside was a single coded page detailing a second, undiscovered chemical formula, along with a chilling warning. Some scientific truths are far too dangerous for humanity to ever possess. Doyle realized that Radley had not died in 1889, but had gone into hiding under an assumed identity to protect his discoveries. The chemist spent decades working secretly in a secluded lab in the Swiss Alps, continuing his groundbreaking work away from corrupt governments and criminal syndicates seeking to weaponize his mind. The final page of Radley's manuscript contained a startling revelation. Key clues to his location and the location of his hidden research were woven directly into published Sherlock Holmes stories. Readers around the globe were unknowingly reading a complex code map designed to safeguard humanity's most potent forensic secrets from falling into corrupt hands. When modern researchers recently analyzed original handwritten manuscripts of Arthur Conan Doyle using advanced spectrographic imaging, they discovered faint chemical residue embedded deeply within paper fibers. The exact chemical signature matched a rare synthetic compound that was completely unknown to mainstream 19th-century chemistry, confirming Radley's physical presence beside Doyle. Further forensic analysis of Doyle's personal diaries revealed subtle hidden watermarks only visible under intense ultraviolet light. These watermarks contained precise chemical structures and geographical coordinates pointing directly to a remote location in the Swiss mountains, where Radley's final laboratory was suspected to have been hidden over a century ago. In 2021, an independent team of historians tracked those exact coordinates to an abandoned underground bunker near Meiringen, Switzerland. Behind a collapsed stone wall, they unearthed preserved glass retorts, sealed metallic containers, and original leather notebooks containing advanced chemical formulas decades ahead of their time, sitting completely untouched in the dark. The contents of the Swiss vault were quietly confiscated by international authorities before any full public inventory could be published. Official press releases cited environmental hazards, but leaks confirmed that Radley's century-old formulas contained breakthroughs in molecular synthesis that modern science is still struggling to fully comprehend even today. The true legacy of William Radley lives on not in chemistry textbooks, but in the immortal adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Every time Holmes examines a spot of mud, identifies an obscure poison, or decodes a hidden cipher, he breathes life into the brilliant chemist who chose total obscurity over deadly misuse. As long as Sherlock Holmes captivates the world, the lost chemist remains immortalized between the lines of fiction. Dr. William Radley proved that the greatest mystery is not who committed the crime, but how much truth lies hidden beneath our favorite legends. What lost formulas remain buried waiting to be found?